Hexarotor. In this exercise, we consider an hexarotor, which is like a quadrirotor, but with 6 rotors. So each rotor has a position and a direction, and the rotors allows to have a force Fi in the direction corresponding to the rotor. So we have a table which gives the position of each of the 6 rotors and the direction, so the direction and the position. We have an illustration which is given here with the expression of the force and the torque corresponding to each of the rotor. So for the first question, we have to find the state equation in order to be able to simulate this hexarotor. So the state will be the orientation, the position of the hexarotor, but also the speed and the rotation vector. The inputs are the 6 forces F1, F6. So of course the Fi directly correspond to the rotation speed of each propeller. Okay. So how to understand this table? Let me consider, for instance, the first one, this one. So we have the quadrotor which is given here, which has a direction x, y, and z is oriented downward. And also in the word frame, I have this orientation, z, x, and y, so z is also oriented downward. So as we will consider, for instance, the first propeller, so this propeller. So we can see the shadow, and the shadow is here. So we can understand how it is oriented. What we can see is that due to the direction, he will yield a force which is like this in the direction of x here. So how can I understand this? This one is 0, 1, 0. It means that I have only 1 with respect to the direction y. So it corresponds to x equals 0, 0. That's why I'm here. Y equal to 1, so I am in the direction of 1, and this means that I have 1 here. Okay. And 0 with respect to z. So we have this point. This corresponds to this point. Now, what about this one? The direction is directed toward x. So x is here, and I can see that the orientation is in the direction of x. I have 1, 0, 0. So all these vectors are have a norm equal to 1. Now, what about the resultant? So the center of gravity of the hexarotor will move as a unique force, which is called the resultant, and which corresponds to the sum of each force yielded by each rotor. So I can write like this: Fr, so the resultant corresponds to the direction d1. So I will have a big matrix multiply by the force F1. Here the direction d2 multiply by F2 and so on. So I will have here the direction 6 because I have 6 rotor, and here F6. Okay. So here, okay. So we can see that this one, recall, and this one correspond to this direction here. What about the torque? So the torque is corresponds to what creates the rotation of the hexarotor. So rotation I represent like this, and I will write the torque also written in the robot frame, the body frame, and also this one was given in the body frame, of course. So TR corresponds to, so I will have the vector product for the first one, Q of 1 vector product direction 1 multiply by f1. And the last one will be q of 6 vector product direction 6. So direction 6 is this one. Multiplied by f6. And so on. So if I compute all this, I will be able to write something like this. Fr equal to, so here I will rewrite what I have in the table. So I will have 1, 0, 0 due to this, 0, 0, 1, and so on, 0, 1, 0. Multiply by f1, f6. And for this, I will have to compute them, and I will obtain tau r equal to, so it will have 0, 0, minus 1, 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 0, 0, minus 1, 0, and here zeros. So if I take this matrix plus this matrix, so I will concatenate this one. So I have forgotten to write f1, f6. So if I concatenate these two matrices like this, I will obtain a big matrix, and this big matrix, I will call it C, and it is classically called the concentrator. Okay. So the concentrator allows me from forces, so here I have 6 forces, but I can have more than 6 forces. From these forces, I will be able to compute Fr to R, so the resultant and the torque in the body frame. And here I will have the forces F1, F6. So of course, if these forces, if the propellers are badly oriented, then this matrix may be singular. So I have to, when I build the robot, to put the propellers at the right position and the right direction so that this concentrator will be invertible. So I need at least 6 propellers. It's interesting to have 6 propellers because here I have something on dimension 3 plus 3. So if I want to have a square matrix which is comfortable, I will have I need at least 6 propellers. If I put more, it can be sometime interesting to have more to avoid to have some direction where I can be more where I can get more power. So in this case, I will say that the robot is redundant. I have more actuators than degrees of freedom. I propose the following Python program in order to draw the hexarotor. So this is a procedure to draw the hexarotor. And here it is a Q matrix corresponding to the position. Here to the direction matrix. Here to the initial position. Here to the initial orientation. So at the moment I will not move them in the time loop here. Here it is the angle for each blade, so they will have to turn. So I give here some forces, and we can see that alpha moves with respect to these forces. So let me execute this program, which uses the rublib library. It is given here. I run it, and I can see here my quadrator. Okay. I can see in gray here it corresponds to the shadow. Okay. So just to see how it works, how it is linked with respect to the forces, I will change the force. For instance, here I will put a force equal to let's say 5. Okay, so it is F1. I run it, and I can see the green one corresponding to the first one is now rotating, so it will yield a force in the direction of x, and the direction of x corresponds to the blue. The state equation for a 3D body are given by this. So the inputs are the resultant of Fr and the torque Tr expressed in the body frame. In our situation, they are linked to the forces by this relation, which constitutes the concentrator, C. So to have the state equation of my whole system, I have to put here, in front of this equation, the concentrator, where I have F1, F2, and F6, and the whole system here will give me the state equation for my hexarotor. So we can see that the state variables are P, the position of the hexarotor, R, its orientation, VR, its speed vector in its own frame, and omega R, the rotation vector in the robot frame also. So here it corresponds to the concentrator. So if I do this, I will obtain a new state equation with new inputs corresponding to this. So it's what I will do here. I obtain this. Okay, which is equivalent to the first one, to the previous one, and I will have here the system, which is equivalent to the previous one, where the input are F1, F6 here, and the state vector is still the same, PR, VR, and omega R. We can see here that this matrix, if I concatenate with this one, gives me the concentrator C. For the simulation of this system, I propose the following Python program, where when I clock here, I provide an integration for a time step equal to dt here. So it is a time loop. So here the initialization for Q and D. Here I compute R2. R2 corresponds to this matrix, R2 here. And here D corresponds to this matrix. Okay. So for the initialization, I initialize P, R, VR, omega R, corresponding to my state vector, and alpha, the angles of the blades. So they are not used in the equation, they just turn with respect to F. The force is equal to 0. Here at each time step I clock the system. So I will compute the new state variable at time t plus dt. And I draw the hexarotor as shown before. So for clock hexa, I compute first df and τr with respect to this matrix here, corresponding to the concentrator C. Here it is an Euler formula to integrate this one. Here it corresponds to the integration we use classically with respect to the exponential for this rotation matrix. And here it's for VR, so J is a gravity and is given by 0, 0, and J. And omega R, the integration, is given here again using an Euler integration formula. I switch to Python, and if I run this program, I can see that the quadrotor fall down and the blades are not moving at all. Okay, so it's quite normal. If now I change, for instance, here I will make turn one blade, for instance the first one, let's say this one, 5 or 20, so I will create a rotation, and we can see that it's turning with respect to X. Okay, but it's still falling down. Recall that if we have a body, a 3D body like this one, described by this state equation, where I can change the resultant Fr, and I can choose as I want the torque tau r. And if I want to reach a given position, for instance this one, with a given orientation Rd, so be the desired position, desired orientation, then I can use this controller. We can understand that this block is obtained from the Newton equation by isolating Fr. This block is obtained by taking the Euler formula and by isolating this one. So due to the fact that this and this correspond to the inverse of this and this, they will cancel, and we will obtain that the desired V dot R and the desired omega dot R will correspond to the actual one. Now, for this part, I will have to use an orientator for this one, which tells me how to rotate, and this one will tell me how to translate. So they are given here. I recall it is given in the lesson. I will not recall how it works. But I have to say that for the orientator, the input is the desired orientation, but also I need the derivative, the first and the second derivative. And also I need some elements of the state, R and omega R, that are given here. So I assume that I know the state. And it will return me the how I have to change my rotation vector. This one is for the positioner, and it will tell me how I have to translate this one. Also, I need some element of the state, such as, for instance, this one and this one and this one. I will now be able to answer the second question, which asks me to find a controller so that the hexarotor is able to dock on a platform at a given position and a given orientation. So I assume that I know this position and the orientation exactly, but I also need to know their derivative. Okay. So for this, I will have to use what I have explained before and which is given here. But I have to add also an element which was not given before. It is the concentrator. So I recall that F1, F6 is related to the resultant Fr and the torque tau R by the concentrator. So here it will be the inverse, C minus 1. So this is why I have minus 1, and this one, this matrix corresponds to the concentrator. If I do this, then I will make appear here my quadrotor, which is now controlled with the torque and the resultant Fr, but in reality, the actual input is the force F. Okay, so before implementing this controller, I will first propose to draw the platform. I will draw the platform, so it's almost exactly the same procedure I use to draw the quadrature, but here I will draw the platform gray so that we will see that it has almost the shape of the quadrature, and the position for the platform and the orientation is given by this. Okay. So here I generate a rotation matrix as required in the exercise by taking the exponential of the vector sin t, cos 2t, and t, and this will generate some kind of random trajectory for the orientation, which corresponds to the orientation of the platform. Okay, so I draw the platform in my program here. I have added this. I run the program and I can see the platform, and we understand that since the controller is not implemented yet, the hexarotor is going down, but I want to dock on this platform. In my main loop here, I will implement the controller here. So it is a function control which is given here. The function control needs the state variable, but also the desired position and the desired orientation with the derivative. Okay, so they are computed here, the derivative, thanks of a classical finite difference method. Okay, so it could be made more accurate. Okay. Now for the controller, so the controller which is given here, I need this block and this block are given by correspond to this block and this block, where we can see that the orientator corresponds to what is computed here. So it corresponds here to omega d dot r, and here PD is the desired position which is given as an input of the controller here. Okay, so now I also need to have the expression for the concentrator and the inverse, and it is computed here. Okay. Now the orientator, I recall that it is given by this algorithm, and the procedure we have here implements the orientator. Again, I need the orientation and the derivative. The positioner given here and also given here exist inside this line. So if you prefer, this line here corresponds to a fusion of this and this. I switch to Python and I will run the program. I see here the platform, and the quadrature will reach the platform. So maybe there is collision, but I do not take them into account. But we can see that there is an exponential convergence of the hexarotor to the platform.